The sun hung low in the sky as the party finalized their dealings with Eramentari, the blacksmith of Dinazda. Trading at a rare advantage, they bartered away what they no longer needed and procured new weapons and armor at a discount. With better equipment in hand, they felt more prepared for the dangers ahead. Evening was already settling over the land, and rather than push forward into the night, the adventurers took their rest at the inn, gathering their strength for the journey south. The road to Temexi stretched long and bitterly cold, but it was not the frigid air that slowed their pace. It was the platoon lying in wait. Hobgoblins. Not the reckless charge of orc raiders, nor the mindless hunger of winter beasts. These were soldiers, disciplined and fierce, following the calculated orders of their captain. Wutong, always eager for battle, charged in alone. The hobgoblins encircled him instantly, cutting him off from aid. Blades clashed, fists thumped, shouts rang across the snow, and the battle erupted in full. Scar's Morning Star was swung with deadly precision, and Foxeye closed in, daggers ready. Sushi's arrows whistled through the air, while Thrain, steadfast and resolute, called forth his healing magic to keep Wutong on his feet. Surrounded, battered but unbroken, the half-orc struck back with fury. One by one, the hobgoblins fell, their captain cut down beneath the party's relentless assault. The few who remained turned to flee, but only one managed to escape into the depths of the frozen plains. Bloodied but victorious, the adventurers pressed forward. They limped into Temexi by nightfall, setting up camp just outside the city proper. The morning brought the sound of wagon wheels crunching over frozen earth. A merchant approached from the road, a strange sight in these perilous times. Liliana Cockcroft, a traveling alchemist, was passing through Temexi, her cart laden with potions. The party, still aching from battle, wasted no time in securing what they could. Health potions were now more precious than gold in these bitter lands. Foxeye, in an uncommon moment of generosity, pressed 5 gold into Liliana's hands before the party pooled their coin to purchase 10 potions. With their supplies bolstered, they continued their journey, reaching Borderville without incident. At Borderville, they sought news of the missing log caravan from Dinazda, but their inquiries were met with confusion and dismissive glances. Thrain, typically steady in speech, fumbled over his words, frustrating the locals. They exchanged wary looks before turning away, offering no answers. With no clear lead, the party faced a choice: wait until morning to head toward Enspith, or push forward and camp along the trail. They chose the latter. Night fell with an eerie stillness as the party made camp within the trees. The scent of smoke from their small fire curled into the air, unnoticed at first, but not forever. In the deepest hour of the night, heavy footfalls shattered the quiet. 3 monstrous trolls emerged from the darkness, drawn by the lingering embers of the fire. There was no time to react, no time to grab their weapons, no time to strategize. The trolls attacked immediately. The first swipe obliterated Wutong and Scar's tent, sending them rolling into the dirt. The second attack tore apart Foxeye and Sushi's shelter, exposing them to the night air. Thrain, furthest from the chaos, had only seconds to act. He wrenched his tent free, threw it onto their sled, and shouted to his companions. There was no fighting these creatures, not now. They ran. Torn from their rest, bruised and breathless, the party fled through the forest. The trolls lumbered after them for a time, snarling and howling in frustration, but the adventurers' sheer desperation drove them beyond pursuit. When the first light of dawn crept through the trees, they reached Enspith. Malioth Seashiver, the ever-hospitable tavern keeper, welcomed his friends with open arms. He offered them shelter at a small price, and the weary adventurers took it without hesitation. Once rested, they scoured the town for any sign of the missing caravan, but no one remembered it. No one had seen it. No one knew of it. Their frustration mounted and tensions rose. Sushi urged them to wait, to heal properly before venturing into unknown dangers. But the cold was growing harsher, the nights stretching longer. They could not wait. Cutting their way through the forest toward Mesalik, the adventurers stumbled upon something strange. A lone figure, a massive, cloaked being, stood at the edge of the tree line, its back turned, unmoving. The party stopped dead in their tracks. "Sushi, what are we looking at?" Foxeye whispered, gripping her bow. The elf hesitated. She had never seen such a creature before, but she did not want to admit it. "A guardian of the forest," she answered, feigning confidence. They chose not to interfere. They would walk past it. They barely made it 3 steps. In an instant, the figure vanished. A heavy silence fell upon the woods, then a snarl, a gust of wind, a shadow looming overhead. The Oni appeared right in front of them. With a guttural roar, the creature's hands crackled with frost. A bone-chilling cone of cold surged from its fingertips, swallowing the party in a blast of ice and death. The world blurred in an instant. Pain seared through their bodies, their breath stolen by the frozen air. Sparky, Thrain's loyal spirit companion, vanished in the onslaught, his body torn asunder by the raw magic. From behind them, the ground shifted. A monstrous shambling mound rose, its gnarled form blocking their escape. The path back was closed. There was only one way to go, deeper into the forest. Bruised, battered, and gasping for breath, the adventurers ran, their lungs burning from the cold, their minds clouded with exhaustion. The Oni did not follow. By the time they stopped, they found themselves somewhere near the outskirts of Mesalik. The trees stretched dark and endless around them, the wind howling through the branches. They had reached some measure of safety. Possibly. As they pitched what remained of their tents, they could only hope that the forest had no more horrors left in store for them.